Hello there, my good fellow YouTubers. Thought I'd just make a quick YouTube video about this kind of beer that has created quite a bit of controversy here in the UK. It is the brewdog Tokyo. It's version 2, which is the 18.2% volume. I think it's a little stronger than that, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, I've just received it today, so it's a fresh bottle. It's very sweet. In fact, it's fairly comparable, really, to something like the Titanic, which is a 7.28% volume beer, which is like molasses kind of sweet. Well, this is sweet, but it's full of all sorts of crazy different flavours, from the jasmine and the cranberry, which are bluntly obvious in the beer. On the first sip of it, the alcohol's very well hidden on the first sip, but it's the sweetness, it's like a heavy syrup, really. It's very sweet. Definitely not something that you can drink effectively large amounts of. I think it comes in 330ml bottles, which I think is kind of a disappointment, because really you'd want to buy this stuff in a 75 milliliter bottle, nice big one, so you can put on the shelf and allow to mature, I think over time, over a good year or so, whatever, a lot of that sugar would have been eaten up, and you get more flavour out of it rather than that heavy sugary flavour to it. So I definitely think it's a long-term maturing beer, really, in all fairness. The sweetness to it is, I mean, I have to sort of stress that out. It's very, very sweet. It's a very dark beer. You can barely see through it. The head isn't a brilliant white, so it's a nice beer.
Bloody fucking phone is fucking ringing, bastard!
Pardon that. I'll probably have to cut that out or something like that, and then restart this video. So, but yeah, it's a hell of a beer. Very strong, very rich. Definitely something that I think is a selective taste, of course. Definitely one to try before you die, though. Absolutely. And if they do decide to pour them into 75 milliliter bottles, I'll definitely be buying one to put on the shelf to see what it tastes like in 2-3 years' time. Because it's certainly I think it needs more maturing, really. But it's very strong, very rich beer. I think really, if you were to probably down half a pint of this, which is like 330ml bottle, if you were to down that, I pretty much think you'd puke. I don't think it's one of those beers that you want to do that with, because it really is very strong, very sort of sickly in its richness, but has you coming back for more. So it's one of those beers that sort of gets you hooked on its flavour. You kind of think, and you wait 3 minutes and you think, I want a bit more of that flavour, etc, etc, etc. So, but all these people who are condemning it, calling it, bad beer, this, that, and the rest of it, it's to say it's the wrong time on the market for it and stuff like that as well. I think they need to shut up and try the beer first, because I tell you what, if they actually did try one of the beers, they'd realise that it's certainly not going to be fueling that kind of attitude and behaviour. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it's such a rich beer that it's not something you want to binge drink, and the price on it is astronomically expensive. I mean, that's not surprising, because you can taste how much malt grain they've had to put in it. It's unbelievably sweet. There is so much malt in the actual beer. It's, you know, unbelievable. I mean, personally, as I say, I think it could do with more hops, but then again, you know, maybe more maturation, really, you know, allow it to mature more. It'll probably, you know, the yeast will probably eat up the sugar a bit better, and, you know, whatnot. But and it's also done with a champagne yeast, so, you know, the yeast can handle the alcohol, so, you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It can, you know, need a bit more, you know, a bit more length of time. So yeah, but anyway, enough of me rambling. Here it is. As you can see, my camera's not great, which is why I didn't jump to the whatever, but if you look, see if I can get rid of the glare, if you can see, it's not a brilliant white head that comes to it. It doesn't really keep its head too well. Clings to the glass-ish. As I say, I think it needs more maturing, but as you can see, it's very dark. As I say, I mean, I think it's classed as a stout as well, so it's, you know, very much that sort of stoutiness to it, and its aroma. Cool. You've definitely got the jasmine in there, but the jasmine's not the it's not the aroma that's taking over. I think it's the cranberries. I think that's the dominant smell in there. There is a small, you can smell the small hint of alcohol, but it's not, the alcohol's not strong, so it's not apparent firstly in its first sniff, but it's such a strong aroma. You could actually just sit here sniffing it rather than drinking it, to be honest with you. You know, call it the beer sniff abuse, I don't know. God, the aroma is just so rich, so strong. Absolutely amazing aroma. They've got the balance on the aroma perfect. They shouldn't change a thing about the aroma. This is absolutely superb. Oh, it's brilliant, and it gives you the first taste before you even taking a sip. But we take a sip, and it's super strong. Again, the flavours, the cranberries, it's like a syrup. It's like literally just a watery syrup of pure sugar, but it's that flavour of cranberries that just hits the palate so strong. And then obviously afterwards, as you're sucking it, you can sort of taste the hint of alcohol, a bit like a wine. But the cranberries are in there, they're so strong, it's so sweet, so rich, and it just stays on your palate. You don't want another sip, you know, until that flavour's gone. You just don't want to take another sip. You just want to just stay there with that flavour for a few minutes. And obviously, I think after that flavour is sort of deplenished, it just makes you want to dig back in there for more with that aroma and that flavour. It's superb. I mean, that's why I had to start the video with the talking, because I'd already taken a sip before I'd started the video. And 2 sips in the first 10 seconds is no, you just want to sit there and suck those flavours. It's a bit like sucking licorice in a way, you know. It's got that strongness, but then got the aftertaste, and it sticks there. It's rich, it's full of flavour, full of body. Really great. Hard to drink, very hard to drink. Definitely not one to be drinking quick. It's a difficult drink to quick. It's like I don't know what else I can compare it to. The only other strongest thing I've compared it to is the Titanic, and it's just crazy. They used to call it the Titanic Wreckage, I think it was called, which was the higher one. It's not even on their website, but it's a rare one that they've made, and a strong one, which is, it's actually more near 9% volume by the time it gets to the pump, but it's labelled at 7.5. But this one's just got more flavour to it. It's not as sickly. This one's just massive flavour, but super sweetness. But anyway, that's my adaptation on the Brewdog Tokyo. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and catch you again, YouTubers.